Brawl Stars has had some amazing metas, and some that made the game nearly unplayable. Today I'm breaking down the most frustrating metas from each year in, and what made them so annoying. Starting with 2018, we had the Leon meta during global release. Brawl Stars was brand new for most players, and Leon was the shiny new toy. But he wasn't just cool, he was completely busted. His invisibility worked differently back then. You could literally shoot mid-super and stay invisible, which meant players had zero time to react. Also, he couldn't be seen even when he was right up close to you. His movement speed was crazy, and his damage up close was basically a guaranteed kill. Once he popped that super and vanished near you, it was wraps. But what made him even more annoying was that he was a legendary. Most players didn't have him, so matches became this weird split between unlucky players getting stomped and the few Leon holders who basically couldn't lose. But those lucky players could also just be spenders. Then, in 2019, the tank meta rolled in hard with Rosa and some Daryl at the front lines. Rosa was brand new and had one of the most broken supers to ever exist. An 80% damage shield for 6 seconds, and you could chain it over and over again. It made her straight up unkillable, especially in Gem Grab or Brawl Ball, where she could just walk into mid, activate super, and never leave. Pair her with Daryl, who at the time could roll infrequently and could deal massive damage up close. And you had a combo that locked down maps. Since Rosa was only a rare bar, everybody had her. And matches turned into a tank fest, where you couldn't move without getting punched. You weren't playing Brawl Stars, you were playing Dodge the Rosa. 2020, let's talk about Edgar. This was the biggest mistake Supercell's ever made with a free brawler. Actually, no. Buzz Lightyear. Edgar was given to everyone as a Brawl Days gift. And while that's nice in theory, it turned the game into a nightmare. His kit was overloaded, he could heal with every hit, jump in with a super from out of nowhere, and completely delete squishies before they could even blink. And since everyone got him, Showdown especially turned into Edgar Simulator. You'd be walking around looting boxes, and then out of nowhere, boom! An Edgar lands on you, presses auto aim, and heals back to full. It was constant, chaotic, and just plain unfair if you weren't playing Edgar yourself. The devs had to nerf him fast, but by then, the damage to your sanity was already done. In 2021, the meta shifted into a Stu plus Tank's nightmare. Stu got his breakthrough gadget, and suddenly, he became the definition of unfair. Stu can gain super from one gadget for free without having to hit anyone, and the gadget let him break through walls and deal upwards of 2k damage, which at the time would put a brawler like Colt to half life. He could also knock back enemies with his super, letting brawlers like Frank not even be able to play. But that's not all. This was also the year tanks got their damage charging trait. Suddenly, tanks didn't need to land hits to charge supers. They could just walk up, take damage, and roll, leap, or slam their way into fights. Our Primo could chain his supers just like Stu, and combine with maps that favor tanky aggression. It felt like the whole ladder was just Stu, El Primo, and other tank. 2022 brought in the Fang, Byron, and Ashe meta. Fang was completely overloaded on release. His star power fresh kit gave him back his super after killing anything. You might say that's the same as what it is now, right? Wrong. Anything. Meaning not just killing players, but turrets, pets, anything. This meant if he snowballed once, he could chain supers over and over again. Add this with his stun gadget, which felt like it lasted 5 full seconds, even though it was just 1.5 seconds. And there was no way to react once he was on you. Now combine that with Byron and Ashe, two other brawlers dominating at the time. Byron could heal from a range, buffing up Ashe, who already thrived with rage build-up. Ashe would get up close, gain range from dealing damage or just taking damage, and never go down because Byron was healing him at the time. Playing against this trio felt like he was trying to win a 3v5. You couldn't kill them, couldn't outdamage them, and definitely couldn't survive long enough to push the objective. 2023 was dominated by one of the most annoying metas yet, Chester and Gray. Chester was a menace on release. The biggest problem? His stun super. It wasn't just annoying, it was game breaking. It dealt around 2k damage, stunned you for what felt like 1.5 years, okay, more like 1.5 seconds, but still. And it flew faster than Usain Bolt. If Chester landed that stun, you were done. He could delete a Frank with 3 auto-aims, a Frank. That's not okay. Then there was Gray, who Supercell gave away for free, which in theory is cool, but Gray was also super busted. His piano gadget back then had a way bigger hitbox. It wasn't just a funny plot from the sky. It wiped out whole sections of the map. It would destroy cover, remove enemy setups, and completely change the pace of the match. Basically, Gray turned maps into open fields, which let his team take control. But the worst part, Gray's shots used to be barely visible for both the player and the opponent. So if you're trying to dodge them, good luck. It was like fighting blindfolded against a guy with a sniper rifle. And the wild part, it wasn't a bug, it was intentional. That made it just feel worse. On top of that, Gray's teleport wasn't just for escape. If he had a Jackie or Bull near him, he could instantly teleport them on top of an enemy. It turned into a surprise ambushes left and right. One second you're chilling, next second a Bull appears in your face. Combine all of this and yeah, 2023 felt more like a circus than a meta. 2024 gave us one of the most chaotic metas ever. Fang hypercharge, Kit, and Miko. Starting with Fang, his hypercharge dropped and instantly broke the game. He could charge it 3 to 4 times per match because of how fast it filled. It let him leap at people from across the map and basically snap them out of existence. You think you're safe behind a wall, tucked into a bush, and then boom! Fang hits you through the wall. Didn't feel fair. It wasn't a bar outplaying you. It was just hypercharge catching you off guard again and again and again. And then Kit. Oh man, where do I even begin? Kit was flat out busted. There was a glitch where the more cubes Kit had, the more supercharge he gained. So if Kit had 6+ cubes, permanent super mode. In Showdown, if you saw Kit with cubes, it was over. He could jump non-stop for the entire match. Literally the entire lobby could disappear in 30 seconds if Kit started popping off. And it wasn't just a super. Kit's cardboard box gadget gave him 5 seconds of invisibility, not 3 like it does now. But here's the kicker. It doubled supercharge for those 5 seconds, no matter if you're moving or not. The super also made him untouchable while sitting on top of you. If Kit was above you, you couldn't shoot him. He became indestructible in contact, and remember, he could jump right back on top of you instantly. It was unreal. And then there was Miko, the holiday gift. He wasn't exactly broken, but he was annoying. Why? Because nobody knew how to time their shots against him. His movement was unpredictable, the rhythm was weird, and especially in Showdown, half the lobby was filled with Mikos who were just bouncing around non-stop. You couldn't hit him unless you had the experience or luck. And because everyone had him for free, every game turned into a guessing match. It wasn't even fun, it was just a lobby of missed shots and panic dodging. Together, Fang, Kit, and Miko made 2024 one of the most exhausting metas in Brawl Stars history. Whether it's Fang diving at you from across the map, Kit erasing half the lobby with glitchy jumps, or Miko dodging every shot without even trying, it was chaos. And now in 2025, we've gotten the Mr. P and Hank meta, and it's been wild. Let's start with Hank. This guy went from F tier to S tier overnight thanks to his hypercharge. Now I'm not exaggerating, his hyper made him insane. It gave him the ability to seek enemies out without even enemies. Like, you jump with Piper, thinking you're safe, and BAM! Hank's bubble locks on you and deletes you when you land. And then there's overtime in Brawl Ball. If Hank has his hyper, game over. He could home those missiles across the whole field and hit people who didn't even know they were in danger. It made Hank feel like a heat-seeking missile with infinite ammo. And because it was so easy to chain his supers, he could wipe teams back to back without missing a beat. But he wasn't alone. Mr. P joined him at the top thanks to his own hyper. Remember when everyone forgot about him? Not anymore. With hyper, he started spawning 2 porters instead of 1. And they weren't just annoying. They were faster than Max. You could legit not outrun them. They chase you across the map, tank more hits than you expected, and sometimes you die to them in the most embarrassing way possible. He placed a chicken coop turret in the back, and that thing was untouchable unless you dove in, and let's be honest, nobody wanted to. It turned Mr. P into a defensive nightmare that constantly wore you down. And if that wasn't enough, Manny got her own hypercharge too. And I know not everyone talks about this one, but it was ridiculously annoying. She'd fire off 3 massive lasers, and even if she wasn't trying to aim at you, one would randomly fly across the screen and one-shot you while you were fighting someone else. Like, why am I getting third-partied by a Mandy I didn't even know was in the match? Oh, and we can't forget about the 2-day terror that was Chester and Sam. For literally 48 hours, these two were broken beyond belief. Chester could chain hypers like nothing. His poison super alone was enough to guarantee a kill, and if you landed it, you were toast. No escape. And Sam, he basically turned into Lumi before Lumi existed. He was supering left and right at people, instantly charging supers and dealing 3.5k damage with each punch. It was brutal, but luckily Supercell hotfixed them fast before the entire game melted. 2025's meta has been chaotic, fast-paced, and rage-inducing. Hank's milk, I mean missiles, Mr. P's speedy porters, Manny's beams from nowhere. It's been a year, even though it's been 4 months. These metas weren't just strong, they were the kind of strong that made you not want to queue up again. Let me know in the comments which meta annoyed you the most, and if I missed one, be sure to say in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, we're getting close to 1,000 subs, and I'll catch you in the next one.